you guys doing? Hope you are doing good. Okay, so this is another day. This 7 days after I posted the last video, and I want to be doing it once in a week to just see how the progress is. So I said earlier the last time that I'm going to be reading Developing the Leader Within You 2.0 by John C. Maxwell, and I was also going to read Attributes of God. So after that day, I read the first book I read was the Leader Within You, the Attributes of God. This is the book. Developing the leader, within you 2.0, the attributes of God by W.A. Tozer. Now, after everything that I was saying on that day, um, I got to understand that it's not just by saying it, it's by actually doing it. Because you may say it and you not really do it. So after that day, I did it. I read the book Developing the Leader Within You 2.0, and I was happy. I read 10 pages. Sometimes I'm doing 10 pages per day, 10 pages per day. The next day, I did not read it. I did not read any book. And I am aware of the fact that the first day I started reading, that's the day I told you all I'm going to be reading. I did not read the attributes of God. Then on, I think this second day, I still did not read. So it went on like that for like 5 days. They read it, and I was aware that I needed to read this, but I was so distracted. So it may be like you want to do a lot of things, but because you are feeling something, like it now reminds me of that video, that story that talks about a owner has a dog and I think a wolf, and you want to work with one, but you don't, because both of them are attractive. You don't know which one you can go with. So you just feel like, okay, let me be feeding both of them, maybe feeding both of them. But as you're feeding both of them, they are holding you back. They are not making you go further. So you also have to feed one and work with that one. So whatever you feed is what's going to be more prevalent over your life. And it's not just about the outer appearance, about the inward appearance. If you don't feed yourself character wise, if you don't feed yourself, because you may have the exposure, you may have the experience, you may have people, the network, yes, you have the network, but if you don't feed yourself with the right things, you will end up doing things that are not in alignment with what you need for your purpose. Yeah. So it's very important that we do a lot of things that are right. So I'm going to read in some of the things I wrote down over the times that so it took up to after, let me say, 5 days before I now knew that okay, I now need to start reading my book, start reading those books. So I've not read the attribute of God yet, but I've started reading the Leadership Within You 2.0, and it has been wonderful. I've written a lot of notes down, and I want you to also follow me along in this journey. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And that's the reason why I have to be playing with you, authentic with you, because I don't want to just say only about my successes. I want to say about my failures too, because all of those things, they contribute to a more fulfilled life. So if you just say, okay, I want to be talking to everyone about the good part, the interesting part, you're just like every other influencer, content creator. You're just like every other one. So what makes you different? What makes you unique? Is about what you say, what you bring to the table. Do you get? So I want to be that unique and that different person. That's why I always say we're going to go around the world. We're going to um, move. We're going to explore a lot of things. So we have to bring out everything that happened, even though it is the bad ones, even though we are humans, we are growing. So we just have to work together. We have to be playing together. Do you understand? So I'm going to be reading some of the things I wrote down in my book. I said, according to what I learned in the book, that's the Developing Leader Within You. And one of it says, we are today where our thoughts have brought us, and we will go tomorrow where our thoughts take us. Reflective thinking is important. So the thoughts that I've thought about, the things that I've thought about over the years are what brought me to where I am now. and whatever I'm going to think right now is going to take me to where I'm going to. Let me say another one. See, you can't maintain your priorities if you fill your life with busyness. You can't maintain your priorities if you feel like business, because if you always say I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, the priorities that you have set aside for yourself, you will not be able to achieve it. And that's very bad, because you have made a lot of dreams. You want to achieve financial freedom, you want to achieve all of those things, but if you don't focus on your priorities, and that on your priorities, that because you are just feel like I'm busy, I have to go to work, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to go to family. You are always busy with every other person, but you're not focused on the priorities you have set for yourself. So it's going to be very, very hard to maintain or fulfill the life that you want to live. Do you understand? And that brings me about to the according to the principle I read in the book, that's the 80-20 principle, the Pareto principle, that states that if you focus 20% of your priorities, if you focus on 20% of your priorities, then you're going to get 80% results. But if you focus 80% of on your priorities, 80% you focus on all, like you just out of 20 lists, you focus the first 16, you focus your life on the first 16, you see that you only get 20% result because your mind is clustered with a lot of things. And that's what's happening to me, because I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. I just want to do everything, but I'm not doing focusing on one. And that's one thing that has been happening to me when I was in high school. Because my teacher always said something: if you focus on every other thing and you don't just focus on one, you will not get any results. And I think it's stuck in my head. And now is what is happening presently now. So I have to calm down, meditate on what I want to focus on. What is that one thing I want to become so good at? And once I start meditating, once I start growing further, I can achieve what I need to achieve. Do you understand? The last one I will say, because of time, is that though you cannot go back and make a brand new start, my friend, anyone can start from now and make a brand new end. Let me repeat that again. It says, though you cannot go back and make a brand new start, my friend, anyone can start from now and make a brand new end. So it's saying that you cannot, yes, you're at this present stage of your life, you cannot go back and make a new past. But from where you are, you can make a brand new end. Do you understand? So we cannot change our past, we can change our future. We cannot change our past. Whether you came back from a bad family, a dysfunctional home, a whether there's always violence in your home, yes, we agree to that. That affected you, that traumatized you. Yes, how do you know how to change your future? How do you know how to change your family that you're about to build? So those are things that are very important. So it may be very hard, but you can do it. You can do it. There's nothing impossible. There's nothing impossible. So I also learned that there are some things that we need to do to recharge ourselves, because after a long day at work, after doing this work, doing that work, you need to recharge. And one of the ways to recharge is create space for relationship, exercise, recreation, travel, vacation, do workout, take afternoon naps, sleep well. Because all of those things are important. If you don't sleep well, it will affect you. You feel like, I'll sleep for 8 hours. What do I need 8 hours for? It's not everybody that have that measure of strength to sleep for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. You sleep for 8 hours, and some people sleep for 8 hours and they still get 80% productivity in their day. So why are we now comparing ourselves to others? Comparison is more like a thief of time. We just compare, compare, compare. We're anxious, we're worried, and we waste time. And those people that were, or those things, or those people are worried after, they're not even worried, because they know that anything, we'll be okay, we'll be okay. Why are we not worried? Do you get? So let's just focus on the right things and let's just see how we can make a better life out of our lives. So um we cannot change our past, but we can change our future. It's very important. And I'm saying this to say that as much as I've said I want to read this book, read that book, I was not consistent in after the first that day I said it. In the first 5 days, I was just making a lot of ups and downs. Not so yesterday I read, today I read. I think day first day I also read. Yeah, I read day first day too. So maybe to understand that you may not know how to do it, but just start. Maybe boring, maybe boring, yes. Because I've learned over time that those things that are boring are what are very important for your life. Maybe boring, you may not like it, but do it. It's not going to take anything from you. So because we pay more attention to distraction, things that we love, things that our body wants, and we end up wasting time on things that should benefit us. So let's just create a list. Let me explain the Pareto principle for you. So create a list of, let's say, 10 things you want to do, 10 major priorities you want to do, short term, and you have been postponing for so long. So just 10 list of things. Arrange it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, the first two, that's your 20%, 20 percentage. They are going to focus on the first two. That's all. The remaining ones, leave it. Once you focus on the first two, you will get what you need. Do you understand? Then, as you have focused on the first two, and you have seen the result of 80% result on the first two, then you now shift your list higher. So the third one goes to the first, because you have accomplished the first two. Keep it one side. So you shift your list to the third, from the third to the first, from the fourth to the second. Then you add some other two again. Focus on the first two. You will get results. You will get results. So please, I want you. It's not. We cannot. I think in the last video I said there is time, but if you now feel like this time, let me keep wasting time. There is no time. Do you understand? Because if you say there's time, and you say there's time, you waste time. You become complacent, and you're like, yeah. Don't compare yesterday's success to today's success. It's not the same. You have to fight the same. You have to keep fighting. You say, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Say it today again. As you said yesterday, say it today. I say it tomorrow again. Keep saying it. You know, some conventions I always say every day, every day. I noticed that I've stopped saying it. It made now made me to understand that the battle is daily. You have to keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. We will not say because since I've said it, all the things I've said in the past will be enough for the future. It may be, but not it's not in every scenarios. So keep fighting. So that's why I'm sending this posting this video to let you know that I'm not perfect. And you too are also not perfect. But keep fighting. Keep fighting. Thank you, and have a wonderful week, day, month, and yeah. Goodbye.